This is in the North Bank. Good afternoon. The day after Derby Day, and brilliant to say that we won the game, and some part of that gloom and doom over the last few days has been lifted by a good result against a tough London rival. Everton was a disappointing result. You take it then into Southampton game and then into this game. 2 home games, 2 clean sheets, 5 goals scored. West Ham are fourth, or were fourth in the league, so they have been performing brilliantly, I would say, for them over the last year. David Moyes has got them playing really well, and a way of playing that not only suits his style of play, how he likes to play and set his teams up. He's got some workhorses in that squad, and he's also got some physicality in there. There's some big players in that squad that he has, which has helped them in certain games this season, and that's a massive difference between Arsenal and West Ham. We haven't got the real physical players, but that's it's not a negative on that side. But in certain times, you need those players that to stand up, and they do, and it showed that they have in certain games where they've come away victorious. But to win the game 2-0 last night, it managed to really lift, I think, some fans that were kind of a little bit down in the dumps. Really, just again, it's another captain issue which has plagued us over the years, and my only hope now is that we look to the future years and have someone in there that will take the captaincy, and it will be taken year upon year upon year, something to build on and build that team around. So it was a massive relief for me. It had banana skin written all over it, and you know straight away, if we go and lose a game like this, certainly at home, then there's going to be so much negativity, so many doom and gloom merchants out there on Twitter and various social media outlets, and it was just really pleasing. But just good to see Arteta managing to pick the same lineup again. So you go back into the way of Arsenal, or how Arsenal are playing, and the way they don't seem to be consistent. I think it's mainly down to the fact that he hasn't been able to play the same team week in, week out. And we're interested to see the stat, whether or not he's actually been able to play the same team, certainly recently. I don't think that's happened. But 3 games on the trot, he has everyone playing same positions, and I'm really pleased that he's again got a formation, and you've got a set of players that do play well in that formation. So the players on the bench as well to come in, which also makes it good. Missing a couple of players in there, but you look at Tavares, El Neni in the middle, and then even Maitland-Niles coming back in, and with Lokonga, there's a lot of legs in the midfield area, and then with Smith Rowe eager to come back in again after injury, and then with Pepe and Nketiah. It's a decent enough bench, but the game was always going to be cagey to start with. I think we again were a little bit slow to come out, and we picked it up as the half wore on, and we become more and more menacing as the half went on, and to get into half time, and West Ham hadn't had a shot on target in the game, and we'd created a few decent opportunities, and disappointed to go in at half time 0-0, and yeah, it goes to show, just it's small margins, but it could have easily been 1 or 2 goals in there, and yeah, the way we played, we controlled the game in that first half really well, to then take it into the second half and to score within a couple of minutes after the restart with a lovely move and an assist from Lacazette, the captain, as it stands. So he's played the ball into Martinelli, and Martinelli just ghosts past the defender that's running back with him, opens up his body, and we've seen it many years ago with Thierry Henry just guiding that ball into the far corner. Just a brilliant goal, just lovely to watch, and to watch back and see it. And the game, in all fairness, should have been done and dusted before that. We ended the game with 21 shots on goal, only 8 on target, but those 8 shots were decent enough. So yeah, there were lots of blocks, there were lots of decent defending by West Ham, and I have got some good strong defenders there, and yeah, they showed that they can defend and make it hard, but they had to work for it. And eventually, after Kufau had been sent off with around 20 minutes left, Smith Rowe come on late on, and yeah, through us again winning the ball back up the pitch, Smith Rowe runs with the ball coming up into the box, and rather than passing to someone else, which we've been guilty of, certainly against Southampton, he's thought, no, I'm going for this, and he has a shot through the legs of the defender and into the net, and to make it 2-0. So yeah, I think there were lots of positives again. I think in the game, and I think there were noticeable decent performances. Again, Xhaka played decent. He's had a couple of shots that were a little bit wayward, but look at the movement on the pitch and where he was in and around. There was a lot of kilometres made in that game. And don't forget, he's come back from a serious injury, and I know they're getting all the sceptics saying, "Oh, Arsenal lied about how serious his injury was." It's like, well, come on, it's a professional game, and you have professionals that are advising, and it has to be done properly. There's no, oh yeah, he's just had a stubbed toe or whatever like that. It was serious enough to keep him out, and it was, and he's been without football for a little bit, and to play 3 matches in this short time, 10 days or roundabouts, shows testament to him. I think as a professional, he's done. Yeah, he hasn't shrieked off or cried off, say I'm tired or I can't do it. He's stuck in there, and he's carried on, and he's done what's been asked of him. And yeah, he might not be people's favourite, and through what previously happened, but he's a decent professional to be representing the club. I've got no qualms with him. I think no matter where or when he's called upon, he'll do his job. And yeah, he'll make mistakes, just like any player, any human. But he'll always give 100%. There's no question about it. He won't shirk away from challenges. He won't shirk away from responsibility. But just got to be backed, and like all the players, support them. And that's the big problem. And this is where he went downhill, because he reacted to so-called fans booing him in his home ground. And you're suddenly thinking, come on, get behind the team and actually start really, really, really helping those players. Be the 12th man. We shouldn't be fighting each other. We shouldn't be really kind of making it awkward for our players. We should be backing them. So, yeah, I don't blame him for what happened. It was a silly thing to do. Yeah, of course. And it shouldn't happen. But he's human. He's going to react to something like that. You cannot. In the street, if someone done it to you, you'd be reacting to it. So, yeah, I'm not going to stand here and say, oh, yeah, he shouldn't have done it. But, yeah, he is a role model, and he has got responsibilities. But there comes a time where, at the wrong time and the wrong place, and it happens. If he flips and it just has that moment of madness, he's gonna maybe say, just come up with a bad judgment. And he did. It was ill advised, and he's been punished. And that would have hurt him massively as a player. And he probably is one of the most natural players out of all of the players that are all there with the captaincy. And he's got a big voice. He is a big character. But yeah, he will make mistakes, and that's it's part and parcel of being a human. But yeah, I think Lacazette is going to have the captaincy for the rest of the season. He is good on with all the players. You can see how he encourages and how he motivates them. But there's a few of them on the pitch now that are really starting to kind of give the G up to people, and this comes with building relationships and playing each other. Get on the pitch, and then you've got people actually working with each other, knowing what everyone's doing, what responsibilities players are taking on the pitch, and eventually it will become better and better. But you just need a little bit of relaxation with what we're expecting, and eventually it will come back into normality, and we'll start seeing some decent performances. And it already is happening, but we just have to be a little bit patient. But West Ham only had one shot on target that whole game. So, yeah, really pleased, and hopefully looking forward to the game on Saturday against Leeds. But with the current situation, I'm not looking positive on that. I've got a sneaky feeling that maybe it's going to be called off, and maybe Premier League is put on hold for a time being, just to allow things to get to a little bit of normality. But that's my afterthoughts for the game last night. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe to our channel. It's the only way that we can grow better, but if you can please do that, that would be great. So give us a follow on Twitter, on Facebook, and look forward to seeing you all again.